Okay, here's a more in-depth video on the Holley Sniper. Welcome to Quick and Dirty Land Cruiser. I'm gonna go through some of the basics on what I had to do to get this all going. So, you get this thing. If you've already had a Holley on it, which I did, you don't have to get an adapter mounting plate. But if you don't have a Holley on it currently, you're gonna have to get an adapter plate to mount to the intake manifold, which you can see the adapter plate I already had on there, which was nice. I had a Holley carburetor on it before, so there's these wires that run out the back. And the lining's not great here, but you can see these wires coming out. And you basically get a nice little wiring harness included with this project. And you can see this wiring harness come up over. Got it tagged, piggyback to some other stuff here. And I've labeled, and I also, let me show you, I've labeled everything here. So this, let's try to get it. Sorry. Trying to get this, so I found a power source just to run to the relay, running off the inner firewall here on the driver's side. This is my carburetor cooler, which it still does function and actually comes on after running to cool off even the electronic fuel injection throttle body. So I still have that functioning and going strong. Fuel lines are running right across here. This is probably the intake, or this may be the intake, and this may be I can't remember. But anyways, one goes in and one goes back to the tank. So let me try to get a better video. One of these is going in, coming from the tank, and one of them is sending fuel back to the tank. So, and you already have that. I believe that was already on there. I believe that's already set up with the original carburetor. Forgive me if I'm rusty on it. Rusty on this. Has been a while since I did the project. So you've got your wiring harness coming up over here, and there's extra add-ons you can do if you feel so inclined, or if you have something that needs more sensors on it. But this deal just has a sensor. It does have an actual a water temperature sensor that you put and hook up right here. That goes into the wiring harness there of the Holley Sniper. So it's right into your thermostat housing. Gives you, your actual temperature digitally on the little display deal I'll show you here in a minute. So you got you got this line running through here. You got these fuel lines coming up over and going down underneath the truck along the frame. You've got I've got all these labels for what's the EFI. This is for the relay for the Holley Sniper. I believe this is a fuse, and then this line here is going to the fuel pump. So, it took me a day to pretty much an all-day deal, pulling everything off and getting it all installed, and the wires ran and plumbed through. Do have to plumb a couple wires through the firewall. Not hard. There's a couple places you can get through the firewall pretty easily here. Linkage wise, had to play with that a little bit. That depends on what you have already set up. That might take you a little time to get sorted, depending if you already have a Holley on the truck. It's gonna be easier. It's gonna be pretty easy probably to do the throttle cable. If you have a Weber or the original carburetor, you're gonna have to do a little figuring to do that. Might take you a little more time. But let's go under the truck, and I'll just show you the fuel pump. Okay, under the truck, here's what we're looking at. We have the oxygen sensor. And so I was putting in headers in a new exhaust. So I had them, I did this after I actually installed the fuel injection. The Holley kit gives you a strap that you can put around your original pipe and not have to do a new exhaust system. But I was just doing a new exhaust, so I just had them welded in a bung for it. So you come back here. So there's my, I'm trying to get this camera right here. There's my fuel line, my ARB line. And there's the power source to the fuel pump. So this is your filter. That first can is your filter. And then here's your actual fuel pump. There's another filter before, and then there's a filter after the fuel pump. And the way I just tapped into the line that was coming out of the fuel, out of the fuel tank. And just wire tied this thing to some existing structure here. I've had this on the truck for probably 3 or 4 years, and it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. Could be a little cleaner under here. Okay, let's go in the truck, crank it up, and just kind of give you a rundown on how that works out. So now you have a delay. You don't just crank it up immediately when you fire the. We'll shut that switch so we'll hear that beeping. So what I do is, so you can hear that. I hope you can hear that on the camera. So you hear that fuel pump kicks on for a few seconds, then you're ready to crank. Here's the computer here. So it's giving me, let me go back to a little more multi-gauge sensors. Okay. I like this screen better. I'll zoom in on that. So it's giving me temperature that's pumping out, and then it gives you throttle position sensoring, and there on the very top left corner, and it gives you the timing advance. See at 13, 14, just jumped up to 30. Coming up, it's now 102. So it really gives you a lot of information that your original dials just can't compete with, and they're digital, more of real time, much better. But I guess that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to subscribe and ask, and I will get back to you. Thank you for watching.